Folks, YouTube friends, this is Torrey Vinton Olympia. I think last month I did the Bull Rider song about a guy, a cowboy, thought he could ride a bull and he couldn't. This one's called the Strawberry Roan. It's a real old song. You can tell by the number of verses it has. It's written a long time ago because that's too many verses to fit on one side of a 78 RPM record. And there's side page one, and here's page two, and give you a little background on this song. My dad knew about it. He told me about it when I was a kid, and my granddad knew it, and it was probably popular in 1900 or before that. And over at Crow Agency, Montana, they have the reenactment of the Little Bighorn Battle every summer, and there's a fellow that comes from Austria, man probably in his 30s, maybe approaching 40, with long blonde hair, and he plays the part of General Custer every year in the reenactment at Little Bighorn. And sometimes he sticks around for a month or two later after June, and he's there for the Crow Fair at Crow Agency, the biggest powwow north of the Mason-Dixon line. And I was there one time with my guitar at the Crow Fair, and he came over and he seen the German writing on my car. It said Unteroffizier Vorschule, which is non-commissioned officer school, and he could read that because Austrians can read German, speak it too. And he borrowed my guitar, and he cut right in on the Strawberry Roan, and he did a real fine job on it, and it's really amazing. Some of these people from Europe know more about the history of the West than some of the Westerners do, and he was one of them. I don't remember his name because it's been like 10 or 12 years ago, but nice gentleman. We're going to do the Strawberry Roan. Give you a little melody here on the harmonica. Okay. Try it in the gear B flat. I'm going to be up here with my nose into the camera lens because this printing's real small and my eyes ain't focusing too good these days. We got a lot of pollen in the air. I've got a little hay fever, and I was laying. Oh, let me get the right key. I was laying around town, just spending my time, out of a job, not making a dime, when up steps a fella and he says, I suppose you're a bronc rider by the looks of your clothes. He guesses me right, and a good one I'll claim. Do you happen to have any bad ones to tame? He said he's got one that's a good one to buck, and at throwing good riders he's had lots of luck. He says this old pony has never been rode, and the man that gets on him is bound to be throwed. I gets all excited and I ask what he pays to ride this old pony a couple of days. He says $10. I said, I'm your man. The bronc never lived that I cannot fan. The bronc never tried nor never drew breath that I cannot ride till he starves plumb to death. He says, get your saddle, I'll give you a chance. We jumped in the buggy and went to the ranch. We waited till morning, and right after Chuck, I went out to see if that outlaw could buck. Down in the horse corral, standing alone, was this little old caballo, a Strawberry Roan. He had little big ears that touched at the tip, and a big 44 brand was on his left hip. He was spavined all round, and he had pigeon toes, little pig eyes, and a big Roman nose. He was unique and old with a long lower jaw, and you could tell at a glance he was a regular outlaw. I buckled on my spurs, I was feeling plumb fine. I pulls down my hat and I curls up my twine. I threw the loop at him, and right well I knew then, before I had rode him, I'd sure earned my 10. I don't have it memorized. I'm up here with my nose into the camera, trying to read it with my nearsighted eyes. I got the blind on him with a terrible fight. Cinched on the saddle and girded it tight. Then I steps up on him and pulls down the blind, and sat there in the saddle to see him unwind. He bowed his old neck, and I'll say he unwound. He seemed to quit living down there on the ground. He went up to the east and came down in the west, with me in the saddle, doing my best. He sure was frog walking, I heaved a big sigh. He only lacked wings for to be on the fly. He turned his old belly right up to the sun, for he was a sun-fishing son of a gun. He was the worst bronco I'd seen on the range. He could turn on a nickel and leave you some change. While he was a bucking, he squalled like a shoat. I'll tell you that outlaw, he sure got my goat. I tell all the people that pony could step, and I was still on him, building a rep. He came down on all fours and turned up on his side. I don't see how he kept from losing his hide. I lost my stirrup, I lost my hat. I was pulling at leather as blind as a bat. With a phenomenal jump, he made a high dive. He sent me a-winding up there through the sky. I turned 40 flips and came down to the earth, and sat there cursing the day of his birth. I know there's some ponies that I cannot ride. Some of them living, they have it all died. But I'll bet all my money there's no man alive that can ride old Strawberry when he makes that high dive. I hope you like that classic vintage song about a horse. It comes under folk music now. It was cowboy and western music back in its day. Thank you very much. 8 minutes on.